Well, good afternoon, everybody. Sincerely apologize that I don't understand Finnish, at least not yet. Maybe I will have to put that on my progress and my development in the organization. So, point well taken. Well, thank you for inviting me to be here today. It's a great opportunity to meet so many of our companies. For us, it's really important to get to know all of you, because that's our mandate after all. So to start with, I'm going to explain you a little bit further after what was just said here. At Business Finland Global Network, we kind of divided in 7 regions in the world, and Southern Africa falls onto the Middle East and Africa. Middle East and Africa is actually 5 offices in the region. We're going to open the 6th one, Northern Africa. And then we have an office in Lagos, Nigeria, one in Nairobi, Kenya, and our one in Johannesburg. We are also in Tehran and Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. So we are busy, quite busy in the region. At our office, we are only 2 advisors. Camilo Hamada, it's the advisor that is more responsible for ICT, digitalization, connectivity, Internet of Things, retail, food, education, all the fun stuff. And then he will also be your key person, whereas you will find interest into Mozambique, Botswana, Mauritius, like that. And then I'm mainly responsible for all the energy, all the water, mining, financial services, mechanisms, health, and also mainly responsible for some countries specifically, such as Angola and Namibia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Malawi, and of course South Africa. So to give you a little bit of a glimpse how we work, and following what was just said, we have 12 countries that are covered from this office. And these 12 countries, we are some of them active, some others reactive. But our purpose here is to engage with the local network on the private and public sector. We are also responsible to validate the country overviews and scenarios. We also sit in some forums as the European delegation monthly, and also we have an approach which is the Nordic initiative, whereas we come either as a country or as Nordics or as European delegation or vice versa. So although we are totally business focused, we also have a good understanding about the political, diplomatic and economic overviews of these countries. So basically we work then and we put together in these countries something that is called the Team Finland plans. And this is where we come together in a Team Finland branding, where us, Business Finland, that we fall under Ministry of Economic Affairs, we work hand in hand and shoulder to shoulder with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, with the embassies. And here then we are Team Finland. So we are your extended network in those markets. And we put something together in agreement that is called the Team Finland Annual Plan. And in this Team Finland Annual Plan, then we will set up, of course, always it's evergreen. It can change, it can be adapt. It has to in this very specific region. And then we choose also which are the sectors, which are the industries, where, and we rank them also. Why? Because we need to be attractive to you. We need to say why Southern Africa, why going that far to very exotic markets, what is happening there, how is how easy it is to do business. So we would like to take you to specific opportunities. Okay, so we have an idea now about all of these countries that we are busy. Sector focus, yes. We decided on the Team Finland plans for 2019, since September, so this is quite accurate information. And you can see that in South Africa, we are more looking forward to support existing businesses there and on a future watch perspective. The country itself is a little bit, it's politically stable, but it does have a very intricate nationalization law that represents most of the times an impediment, and that's also another policy coming to place, which is the property policy. And being Business Finland very anchored on intellectual property export, there is something that we still need to navigate before we motivate you further. But there are incredible opportunities on ICT and digitalization, readily available, and also on the energy, water, food nexus around the ocean industry as well. We have here a perspective of demand-driven to present to Finnish companies. Then out of Maputo, our Team Finland in Mozambique, covering Madagascar and Swaziland as well. We have the first ranking on the education, and it's a developing markets area. So everything around infrastructure projects where we will set up, then identify and set up opportunities for our companies coming on consortiums, most of it also with the World Bank and some other organizations, with BEAM. There's a lot of opportunities on smart energy as well as mining and the hydrocarbonates industry. We have now the intention on bringing back forestry, and we have signed Mozambique and Angola as the best countries to do that. So it would also be a very good perspective for our companies, because they will tackle the Portuguese-spoken Africa in the same sector, so it can be consortium of companies, and then you can also double-fold your markets and your opportunity. Then also in Lusaka, in Zambia, we have a new ambassador. Previous ambassador is now ambassador of the EU in Zimbabwe, and it's a country where we have very well established mining with our technology, with our machines. We're pretty engaged, and we now have the right stakeholders in place. So we will be motivating, very specific for Zambia in developing markets, mining and smart energy, waste to mining, waste management, data management, etc. And then also our Team Finland Windhoek, covering Namibia and Angola. Oh, there is so much happening here. It was very good in April when, during these days where all both ministries sat together in Helsinki, and we learn about FinPro and Tech is coming together and working with all of our agencies. And I remember that Risto saying that we need to harvest growth for Finland, and perhaps we are looking always into the same places, and we should broaden our minds. So, because I was quite new to the organization, I started 1st November last year, I went to the countries and I tackled everything that was happening, and our companies and what they're doing and how they got there and what else, and their inputs. So we came to select some countries with more potential for our companies. And these are Namibia, Angola, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and a bit also in Mozambique. In Angola, it's a very specific country. There is a new president in place. He's a man known, there's no noise around it. His wife also sat at the UN in Washington for many years. He's previously Minister of Defense. He's not a political guy, I'm sorry. But we're talking about business. And he's been putting a lot of measures in place, and he wants the hard currency back in the country. And he knows where that hard currency is. So being an oil-dependent economy, 98% dependent on imports, there is so much that we can do that, but it needs to be a case-by-case because, yes, the risk is high, but the revenue is to a potential that Finnish companies cannot dream of. So we are putting everything in place to be able to attract you and to support you in the region on very specific opportunities. Then Namibia with the bioeconomy, the clean tech, we have 31 companies recently, also with Minister Lintilä led that delegation. When we promoted and motivated that delegation, I thought that we were going to end up with something like 20 or 22 companies. And my colleagues in Helsinki said that, no ways, Ines, you do come from political science. You're not an economist. How come you are so positive? Because I heard the companies, and they said that, and they end up with 31. And out of these 31 companies, to my knowledge, at least the feedback I have, 5 established deals on 8 between service level agreements, MOUs and contracts, and that is something not heard in business delegations. So I'm quite happy with this feedback, and we have so much that we will be able to work on. And I will go further now and on the demand-driven, and because I am not a Finn, and I don't speak Finnish, but I understand your business. I want to know more about your business, and I want to assist you on growing your business. So what we can do partner search, we can qualify potential partners for you, we can do a little bit of due diligence also on those. We can recommend you specific consultants. We are advisory, as you know, right now, but we can get you to the right networking, and we can assist you along the way. And then our colleagues and other mechanisms in Helsinki will be able to look at the growth and put you on the right milestones and the ecosystems and so forth. So overall, you have 600 very highly skilled people that are here to support you. So now let's listen about what we have here today. Yes, this is what I have today ready to present. These are business opportunities, some sales leads, and a little bit on future watch in case to prepare you and you are interested to tackle onto these ones. So I will be staying here on the round tables. You're more than welcome to come and get the real intelligence behind this. And now let's see what your colleagues in business are doing if we get this to play. One more. Okay.
I'm Ronald Gardner, Managing Director of this Koning Frontline. Koning has been one of the most innovative companies of the world for 7 years in a row, according to Forbes magazine. Koning has brought a lot of innovations which make significant improvements or changes in the business of the Eteläisen industry. The South people are friendly and nice, and they will always communicate with you. They are always open for opportunities in order to improve the daily business which is currently in the country happening. And let's join us for a ride to one of the most beautiful elevators in the world.
I'm going to call the elevators At the time I didn't know nothing about the elevators before. I could not conceptualize the lens shop. I could not conceptualize how does it work. I look forward to having our South African technicians globally employable.
So we really train all the people, technicians ourselves, get them skills, in South Africa. When it comes to the technology side, the good things about Africa, South Africa, the continent of Africa, is compared to, for example, the European markets. In South Africa, we sometimes have business areas where they're still a little bit on the old-fashioned side. So if you want to now come to the added value concept, you can immediately make a big step, which makes the investment also worthwhile. So from that perspective, South Africa, or even Africa, is actually a quite good country or continent to do business from a technology perspective. So you have to be strong in your shoes and really have a drive and passion to perform in this country.
Yes, so to give you an example of Kone elevators, Roland arrived maybe 2 years ago to South Africa, not even, and he came and he faced a board of 8. And he couldn't understand why small, compared to other markets, operation could have a board of 8 directors. So I can tell you that he cleaned up the house quite nicely. And he actually got rid of the wait and hired 2 project developers, and their order books are full until 2023. And this was quite recent. So as Roland said, you really need to be strong on your shoes. You take care of your people. You need to go on with a local partner. There is no other way of doing business in this market. You get to understand them. You need to transfer skills. You need to do all of that capacity building, and then you get your business rolling quite nicely. Now, let us just, for the last, hear another segment.
Sorry, maybe it doesn't.
Oh, likewise.
I am Dion. I head up market for Southern Africa. I head up market unit which actually takes care of Southern Africa as well as a large part of East Africa. And actually from our offices here in South Africa, we run the whole.
A little bit of technology problem. Maybe if I click again. No. Let's try. No, it's not working. No? No. Okay, well, I would really like you to listen to what Dion has to say in terms of how to add on R&D and how to get the university and industry together, and how to go on to projects in the public sector where you can integrate other companies, come in a sort of a consortium and tackle onto those opportunities. So because technology is not allowing this, I will then just tell you a little bit about these opportunities. I would like to know the audience here, first and all. More or less, who is here from energy? Great. And who is here from clean tech, water? Thank you. ICT? Digitalization? No. Okay, great. Maritime, ports, harbor, construction, naval? No. Okay, it's fine. We are trying in South Africa to create this nexus where we can attract a group of Finnish companies to specific opportunities, and they can all learn with each other and have a softer landing into the markets. So I would like to debate a little bit more of this approach and specific opportunities, and in case that some cases where this can be said. So I will leave it now. Do you have any? Okay, so I'll try again. Okay, let's try to hear what Dion has to say. No. Yeah, and well, it's fine. We'll just leave it like this, and some questions that you might have, or something that I might have not tackled onto. No questions for me.
Questions?
No? In Finnish, maybe, and you can translate?
That's fine.
Okay.
How do you see the business in South Africa or Sub-Saharan Africa?
Well, that's a tricky one because South Africa is very different from Southern Africa. So South Africa is a first world class economy with development needs. It does give you the understanding that it's continental, but it's not. Southern Africa then, by another case, can be really in development, in a development position, and we are trying to bring then that relationship to an economic relationship. So not just bring the money and then nothing happens. There is a lot of space for flagship projects, and that is the way of going. We have a very good reputation in the market, in certain countries more. I mean, Namibia, the relationship between Finland and Namibia is older than Finland itself. And it's very easy to find the most African person called Johanna or Yari. And so it's really interesting. If you think about Finland and Europe, they're saturated markets with very specific opportunities still to pursue. So it's very highly competitive. In Southern Africa, you have a lot of needs, and you have the people on the ground that can tell you what is a need and what is a real opportunity. And these opportunities are always happening, always happening. So you can easily be tackling 4 or 6 deals at a time with very high rates of success of getting them all, instead of being, in a very competitive environment. So it's really very attractive. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you, Ines. And you will be available for
Yes.
2 rounds of roundtable discussions
Yes.
later this afternoon.
Yes,
so,
yes,
so
yes.
with more specific questions. And before, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
While
Thank you.